On the latest episode of SmackDown, Roman Reigns tried reaching out to Paul Heyman, his Wiseman. However, he was unable to reach him because his phone was out of service, which could be concerning news for Reigns and his crew. Roman Reigns' original Bloodline and Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline got into a brawl on the Blue brand. Initially, the All Bloodline gained an advantage in the ring. However, the tables turned immediately after Bronson Reed launched a surprise ambush on Reigns and the rest of his crew, revealing himself as the fifth member of Sikoa's stable for the War Games match. Following Reigns' inability to reach his Wiseman, fans have been wondering where Paul Heyman is. The Hall of Famer was last seen during the June 28 edition of Friday Night SmackDown, where the Bloodline brutally attacked him after he refused to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as his tribal chief. However, many might not know that Heyman's extended hiatus is part of the storyline. He was spotted alongside Roman Reigns backstage in WWE multiple times. Heyman shared numerous exclusive images of the OTC recently. The Wiseman's phone number not being available will raise questions about his loyalty towards Roman Reigns and whether he will ultimately side with the All Bloodline. If Heyman does show up before Survivor Series, there could be some final twists and turns in the Bloodline saga. When asked about his much-awaited WWE return, Paul Heyman, while speaking to Sam Roberts at Fanatics Fest Nice, said he would return when needed and wants to make a noteworthy return instead of a trivial one. It will be interesting to see what backup plan Roman Reigns might come up with, especially after Heyman is out of his reach heading into Survivor Series, War Games 2024. The world of WWE is often filled with drama, mystery, and the unexpected. But one of the most puzzling and intriguing storylines of the past few months has centered around the absence of Paul Heyman. The Wiseman, once a constant figure by Roman Reigns' side, has seemingly disappeared from the spotlight, leaving fans and insiders alike asking the same question. Where is Paul Heyman? As the loyal advocate to Roman Reigns, Heyman's presence was vital to the Bloodline storyline, lending his charisma, mic skills, and sharp business acumen to solidify Reigns' position as the tribal chief. Heyman was not just a manager, he was a mastermind, a schemer who orchestrated some of the most significant angles in WWE history. Yet, as of late, Heyman has been notably absent from television, leaving fans speculating about his role, his future, and what could possibly be going on behind the scenes. Before diving into the mystery of his current status, it's important to understand the monumental role Heyman has played in WWE over the years. His name is synonymous with cutting-edge storytelling and revolutionary character work. From his days as the mastermind behind CW to his stints as the advocate for Brock Lesnar and later Roman Reigns, Heyman has consistently proven himself as one of the most skilled and influential figures in professional wrestling history. Since aligning himself with Roman Reigns in 2020, Heyman became integral to the evolution of the tribal chief character. His role as Reigns' advocate not only added depth to the character, but also helped elevate the Universal Championship storylines to new heights. Together, they formed an unstoppable alliance that redefined the landscape of SmackDown and, at times, WWE itself. However, as the years passed, cracks started to appear in the once unshakable foundation of their partnership. The dynamics between Reigns and Heyman began to shift, particularly as SmackDown focused more on the personal tensions within the Bloodline. The USOs, Solo Sikoa, and even Roman's cousin Jay began to question their roles and loyalty within the faction. But through all of this, Paul Heyman remained a constant until recently. Heyman's absence from WWE programming began in earnest in the summer of 2024. While he had been an ever-present figure, helping Reigns navigate various challengers and opponents. His appearances became more sporadic. Rumors started to swirl that Heyman had taken a step back from his on-screen role due to personal reasons, or that WWE might be shifting his storyline direction. In particular, after Reigns' defense of his Universal Championship against JUSO in a brutal Hell in a Cell match, Heyman was conspicuously missing from the aftermath. As Reigns stood tall, the USOs, particularly Jimmy, seemed to be experiencing a shift in allegiance, and the tensions within the Bloodline were at an all-time high. Paul Heyman, a master of manipulation, would have been the perfect person to step in and control the narrative, but instead, he was nowhere to be found. Heyman's absence raised even more questions when his usual presence as Roman Reigns' mouthpiece on SmackDown was not only quieted, but replaced by a more solitary and dominating Reigns. Fans noticed that the tribal chief was now asserting his dominance with a more stoic, commanding approach. Without Heyman's guiding hand, Reigns' promos were sharper, more direct, and the ambiguity surrounding the future of the Bloodline loomed large. Was this the beginning of a shift in the storyline? Did WWE want to explore a Roman Reigns that was no longer tethered to his wise man? Or was something more nefarious happening behind the scenes? While WWE has not officially confirmed anything about Heyman's status, rumors have persisted that he might be stepping away from his role as Roman Reigns' advocate, possibly permanently. Some insiders have speculated that Paul Heyman is focusing on his other projects outside of WWE, such as his work in producing documentaries or his involvement in the broader world of entertainment. Others have speculated that Heyman's absence could be part of a larger storyline involving a breakup between Reigns and Heyman. Given the tension between Roman and his family members, particularly the USOs, the timing of this disappearance could be setting the stage for a dramatic shift in the Bloodline narrative. Perhaps WWE is setting up a long-awaited betrayal, where Heyman would either turn on Reigns or, conversely, Reigns would fire Heyman in a dramatic fashion. There have been moments in recent months where it seemed as though Heyman's loyalty was being tested, especially after the SmackDown segment where he was seen having clandestine conversations with Jimmy and JUSO. If Heyman does leave or is written out of the storyline, it would be a seismic shift not just for the Bloodline, but for WWE as a whole. The loss of his sharp mic skills and his ability to craft compelling, multi-layered narratives would leave a significant void in WWE's storytelling. His work with Reigns has been a cornerstone of the company's success over the last few years, and his departure would signal the end of an era. As with any veteran of the business, Paul Heyman is never one to act without a plan. His absence might not be as straightforward as simply taking a leave of absence. Could it be that Heyman is playing a long game, laying the groundwork for a huge return or reveal down the line? WWE has a long history of keeping fans on the edge of their seats with slow burn storylines, and Heyman is no stranger to this method. His absence could be part of a larger, more intricate narrative where he returns at just the right moment to either save Roman Reigns or betray him in spectacular fashion. In either case, the return of Paul Heyman would undoubtedly have a massive impact, whether he's there to aid Roman in a time of crisis or to usher in a new era by aligning with another faction, like the USOs, or even a completely new star. As of now, WWE fans are left in suspense, with little clarity on Paul Heyman's current status. While he remains one of the most influential figures in the company's history, his on-screen absence continues to fuel speculation. Is he stepping away from WWE for good, or is he just biding his time for the perfect moment to strike? Given his track record, it seems unlikely that this is a permanent exit.